Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylin, aka Mystical High Priestess. So for today's pick a pile, like pick a card reading, is gonna be answering like questions around what makes you magnetic, glow up messages, and what illusion are you under about yourself. So what are some things that you're not seeing about yourself but others clearly do? So you can pick one or multiple piles, and the piles are going to be numbered as follows from left to right: pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. And if you like my vibe, if it resonates, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. You can even follow me on social media, or even book a personal reading with me. Yeah, anyways, I know it's been a while since I last posted, so yeah, let's see how it goes. Alrighty then, let's get started, shall we, with pile number 1. Hi, pile number 1. Let's get started with your pile. We're going to be answering 3 sort of questions or so. It's going to be answering what makes you magnetic, some glow up messages, what illusion are you under about yourself, and what exactly are you not seeing about yourself but others can see. So I hope you enjoy this message, and I'll get right into it then. Okay, see you soon. Hi, pile number 1. So what makes you magnetic? So you got the 10 of Wands, the Hermit, 3 of Pentacles, Judgment, Queen of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, Toxic Witches, King of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, and the Star. So it's giving, you're very introspective, and people are like, they really love your vibe, your aura, your energy. So they really want to like invite you to places, because you really light up the room whenever you walk into a space, and you build a lot of community wherever you go, and you have this level of discernment that maybe not a lot of people talk about, and you're always doing something. You're actively on the go, doing something, one thing after the other, sorry. So you have like a to-do list, and you're very goal-oriented, and it's like you're so focused on yourself and on your dreams to the point where if there's any sort of toxicity around you, you just cut them off. You make that judgment call because it's like you trust your intuition quite a bit, and you do a lot of thinking and introspection. You can be quite generous with your time and energy and resources, but it's to a certain point. So you're very wise beyond your years. You always seem to get what you want out of life. Your manifestations come true. Your wishes are coming true. And it's like, it's because you recognize the power of like how to make things come to you. It's like you're not even really, like you're putting in the work, but then at the same time you're working with spirit to like make things make it happen, so that it goes to the end result that you're wanting it to. So it's like you're so in your energy and in your passions and stuff that you don't really care about like what other people think. You're just doing your own thing. You could be somebody that's more like, you need to recharge quite a bit. but you can be quite extroverted when needed and introverted when needed. It's like people wonder like where the heck you are sometimes, but then they're like, oh, they're probably out doing something else. They don't really judge you for it, but like they kind of wish you were around. And you might be the type of person that's out traveling, doing your own thing, enjoying life to the fullest and stuff like that. You have a good foundation of yourself. You're very self-aware too, so you put the work into making yourself better, and you know what to invest your time and energy into. And you're very you got your ducks in a row, so it's like slow and steady wins the race, or like slow and steady makes a lot of progress, and you don't put too much on yourself. But sometimes you might get ahead of yourself, but you probably are somebody that like makes lists or does something to keep a track of everything in your head, so that you don't miss anything. Okay. So some people might be attracted to the fact that, you know, sometimes when you're really in your own energy, in your own element, people are attracted to you because it's like you're something that's hard to get, hard to pin down. I mean, you're like so much life of the party, but your aura is like a yellow or like a white or rainbow colored, and you have to have like good boundaries. Your aura could also be a pink. I've never really looked into auras before, but you might find that resonates. I don't know. You're also the type of person that when the going gets tough, you're there for people within reason. Because I think you have to have good boundaries so that you don't drain out of everything you've accrued, or like your energy especially. So you might be a type of person that has a certain level of social battery. Okay. I'm gonna go to the next question, some glow up messages, if that's okay. Okay, glow up messages. So you have the Four of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, the World reversed, Two of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, King of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Eight of Swords, King of Cups. Let's see. See, it's coming through as you're taking practical steps, one thing at a time. You're in that mindset of one thing at a time makes a lot of progress, and even if it's small things, it makes a big difference. So you're pretty disciplined. Your perspective is quite different. So maybe you see things as endings aren't quite endings, they're like starting points for something else. You're a planner, that's for sure. I can tell that maybe you think a lot, but you realize that like you take the time out when needed to really recharge and make sure you're doing okay. And then for King of Cups, it's giving the vibe of like you seem to regulate your emotions quite well, or you're getting better at it, or you're less overthinking too when it comes to like you don't wait for nobody. So if someone's giving you mixed messages, you are somebody that would typically just work on something else in the meantime. You live by probably this mentality of like, okay, so maybe this isn't ready yet. So instead of waiting for this to be ready, how about I just work on something else in the meantime, the background, so that like I get everything that I'm looking for. You're very, it seems like you've upgraded yourself when it comes to loving yourself and accepting yourself more, which is really quite amazing. You're really quite passionate and creative. I get this feeling because I want to say, instead of the World reverse, Queen of Wands reverse, I get this feeling that maybe in the past you were questioning yourself, your confidence, even like having something that was somewhat unbalanced. Maybe your sacral or your solar plexus and base chakra was unbalanced at some point, but you've come into yourself and you've alchemized quite a bit. And also the crown chakra was kind of overactive too. So I feel like if you ever do a lot of work, like a typical 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or whatever, you need like an outlet to creatively express yourself. Otherwise, it's like you kind of need something that's not quite mundane all the time. So something that's not always routine in order to break up and achieve what you want, because it's like you get a lot of epiphanies quite a bit, which is amazing. You think things through, and sometimes that can take the betterment of you. But then I feel like you're such a go-getter that you not only think things through, but you take a couple of steps ahead, or you're trying to think a couple of steps ahead. So it's like you plan for like your like short term, medium term, long term, and then it's like you plan for a little bit, like see how far you can get along. You do a couple of steps and you see how it goes, and then you take a couple more steps. You don't just start running, if that makes any sense. So you seem to be somebody that breaks things into smaller pieces so that you can actually get things done. Probably live a very busy lifestyle. But yeah, you trust your inner guidance, and you've been trusting your intuition quite a bit more lately. And like people seek your advice, or people seek your attention, and people wonder what the heck you're doing. And also they don't question, but they know that like anytime you're around them, it's like a good thing, because you can come off as like a good luck charm. If that makes any sense. Things move well when you're there versus when you're not. Okay, I'm gonna ask the last question. What illusion are you under about yourself, or what exactly are you not seeing about yourself that others can see? Okay, so you got 7 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, Broom, 4 of Swords, the High Priestess, 9 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, Patient Witch, 2 of Wands. I feel like you might be somebody that overthinks quite a bit, in which case it's like maybe you feel like you've wasted time, or that you're wasting time, or that, you know, you make yourself feel bad for taking as much time as you need to get things done or to plan things out. Quite meticulous, in a good way. You're very good at balancing things out. You're quite intuitive. You're also somebody that needs like well-rounded rest. and breaks and stuff. I think some people think you're confused, but I don't really think you're confused. It's just like you know when to act and how to act. And like you listen to your inner voice. It's like you have a lot of knowledge. Sometimes you don't share it, and it's for good reasons. Sometimes certain people don't need to know. You don't see your progress or how much you've come far. I think you think you're like at a lower vibration even though you're at a higher vibration. Or like you view yourself as a younger version even though you're more mature than that. Like you sell yourself short. You probably feel like you're an amateur even though you're better than that. You might not always trust your intuition even though it's there. And then when you don't trust it, it just shows to you that you should be trusting it more. I think you're good at juggling a lot of things, even if it doesn't seem like, even though you don't feel like you are. You're a good confidant, not gonna lie. But at the same time, you can like hold on to information until you need it later. If I were you, maybe focus on some self-care because I don't want you getting burnt out. Or like do things that help recharge yourself. I don't know. You don't see how good of a friend you are. That's what I mean by confidant. Like a friend or... That's about it. Yeah. I don't think you see your value that much. Or your impression or impact. When reality is you do so much more than you give yourself credit. So, yeah. But it's just like a mindset shift or paradigm shift that needs to be worked on. Anyways, I'll let you be. I hope you have a good day whenever you're watching. Take care now. Pile number 1. Okay, bye. Hi, pile number 2. So, let's see. I'm gonna ask the following questions. What makes you magnetic? Some glow up messages. What illusion are you under about yourself or not seeing about yourself? So this is going to be an interesting reading. And yeah, so let's get started, okay? See you soon. Okay, so you got Judgment, the Lovers, 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, Page of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, 4 of Swords. You really are there for others. Can tell by that. You're a good friend, somebody people can rely You have a lot, it's like you make a lot of people laugh and you give a good listening ear. And you're like victorious at everything that you do. You're very curious, and people are curious about you. Like strangers that see you around are interested to get to know you better. It's like you invest in people quite a bit, and you invest in yourself quite a bit, and then you can expand off that. So you make sure that the foundation's there, and then you build off of it. You have a lot of good clarity about things. You cut things off that aren't really serving you. You can be quite intellectual. And you're very much in your element, and you're a very reflective person. People open up to you quite well, actually. It's like you have a presence of like calmness, and you're a good listener. So then it's like you attract people that want to tell you their life story and everything else. People can't help it. You give good wisdom. Give good advice too. You're not really judgmental either. And you're there with somebody through thick and thin, which is really cool. Okay. What are some other things that needs to be highlighted right now? You might also open up to people quite a bit, but maybe not too much. You're very selective, you're very reserved, and that's good. Because not everybody needs to know everything about you. You're very level-headed. You can be go-lucky at times, but mostly you're level-headed. You're very straight to the point. You communicate very well. I think even though you can be like that, you also believe in signs and synchronicities, or recognize that magic's around you, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna see if I, let's see, glow up messages. Okay, you got Ace of Swords, Chariot reversed, 4 cups, 5 of cups, Queen of cups, Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, the World, 6 of Wands, 9 of Wands, and the Emperor. You've been through a lot, quite a bit actually. That's why you became the Queen of Swords. So deep down you're more like a Queen of Cups, but you've gotten yourself hurt before by others and by yourself too. That's like You see things from both sides. You're very polarizing sometimes. You're very practical. You're like very realistic. You might be traveling soon and exploring a lot more. You might meet somebody that really touches your heart space. Now, if you did ask about love, but this is going to be a love thing, just one message. This Emperor person could signify different things. The love message is you meet somebody, they're going to really break down your walls. You're going to be like more of a Queen of Cup energy, very emotional, very in your feels. So they might melt you a little bit, in a good way. So be mindful that it might change things. In other ways, Emperor could be you're getting your ish together, you're very well organized, you know what you want to do, and you're pursuing it. You might actually get a job opportunity abroad. You might be taking more risks than you have had done in the past, just because you only live once, or, you know, this lifetime really counts. What else? You recognize that the world is at your fingertips and you want to do more than do what you have been doing, so you're probably going to step out of your comfort zone. It's like you're very uncertain. Sometimes you're like, you question things, and that's the thing. So you're like, is someone gonna hurt me? You know, should I take this? Should I not? What should I do in this instance? And so sometimes that can hinder you, because by not making a decision right away or fairly soon, it's like it's a decision in itself. And so sometimes people move quicker than that, where you maybe need to fine tune how you approach certain things. Yeah. I'm going to ask, what illusion are you under about yourself? What you're not seeing about yourself? Okay. Okay, you got the Hermit, 10 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Temperance, 8 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. I get the sense that you don't see a lot of opportunities around yourself, even though they are there. But it's like you're stuck in between taking action or not, or planning it out more. And it could be hindering about financially, abundance, prosperity, anything really. Growth. It's like I think I don't like the 7 of Wands, to be honest, because it's like, are people like, like you're very peaceful, you have your boundaries up to protect yourself, yes, but like, are people like, because you have all this going on, do people fight you or try to get into arguments with you quite a bit? because they're a little jelly, like jealous. Because you do well at your work. Or like goal-oriented sometimes. Even though, like, do you play it safe? Are you like somebody that's kind of in the middle of arguments sometimes, and so then people get mad at you? Do you think people are like that, even though they're not like that, because they haven't shown something like that? You know? Because I think maybe you overthink to the point where things pop up and you just blame yourself, even though it's clearly not because of you, it's something else, or you know what I mean? Be careful who's around you, okay? Because it's like you're very independent, and because of that, and you do well at your job and stuff, so because of that, people might have an agenda about you. I'm not sure. But you have to protect yourself. It calls for balance. There's some sort of need for balance here. It's the people that you keep around you. Or it's like you might be a people pleaser, so you don't speak up for how you truly feel and stuff like that. So then you really aren't, do you know what I mean? When you need to express your opinions a lot more. Maybe that's part of it. Like, you've been taught to not really show your emotions, so you're like very, one way, even though you have a lot of layers to yourself. And so when you finally speak up and you express your emotions, people get annoyed with you, even though they've been taking advantage, or something else has been going on, or that you're right. And in fact, sometimes you say things for your own peace of mind, but then people get offended because it's like, well, but you don't want to create arguments. But the thing is, you can't please everybody. Anyways, I hope that was helpful whenever you're watching. Take care. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, bye. Hi, pal number 3. So let's go over what makes you magnetic, glow up messages. What illusion are you under about yourself, besides maybe not seeing about yourself? So yeah, so you chose this gorgeous rose quartz butterfly, and yeah, I'll shuffle the cards and see what comes out, okay? Alright, so I guess I wasn't recording. You got the 10 of Wands, 9 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, 8 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, the Emperor, and 5 of Swords. I was trying to say was, what makes you magnetic is that you carry a lot of burdens, and you like to share, people like to share burdens with you because you're a very good listener, and you have a lot of responsibilities. Sometimes you can be an overthinker. Sometimes you can overwork yourself. And you're able to juggle a lot of priorities all at once. And you show up. You're very caring. You're very loving. You're very curious about things. You're very action-oriented. You have a lot of responsibilities on you. You're very communicative. And you've really set the tone of a lot of conversations. Let me see. You have a good pulse on things. You know what you're talking about. It's possible that some people throw energy your way. That's not really great. But then you are able to protect yourself. You can be somebody that doesn't get a lot of sleep because of everything going on right now and in your life. You like to check up on people. You're really independent. You're always on the go and doing something more. And you take action after taking things with, like, see things thoroughly, and, like, I'm gonna say take things with a grain of salt. So maybe even if people try to throw certain energy your way, you just let it wash off you. You see things in the short-term and long-term benefits, like gains and benefits and losses. So you have a very good vision. You have a strong community around you, and people resonate well with you. And also, people really adore you whenever time you're around because you have such a high vibe energy. And you're trying to let go of, like, your head doing certain things. Like, I mean, like, mentally getting in your own way. Be careful of burnout, because I know you're a caring person, but sometimes you're gonna need boundaries. So, like, always look at your capacity and your energy levels, okay? And then also, you're somebody that, because the 10 of Cups, Ace of Swords, and Page of Wands, you're very creative. You got a lot of things on the go. You have a lot of wisdom and clarity. And whenever time people are around you, you just have a really good vibration. And you seem really fulfilled in your own life. Okay, let's ask the next question, which is glow up messages, okay? Okay, so you got the 6 of Pentacles, so glow up messages, 6 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, 2 of Swords, 2 of Cups, 9 of Wands, Queen of Cups, 6 of Cups, the Sun, 2 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. You know, I think you're getting out of the self-eliminating beliefs about yourself mentally, and indecision, and questioning yourself and doubting yourself and your own opinions and your worth and stuff like that. You're very generous, and people really want to give back to you. I see that you're meeting with new friends soon, if not the romantic interest. Take whatever resonates for you for that. You're very mature and connected to your inner child. There's a lot of people that would love to be around you, but you need to have better boundaries because of the 9 of Wands. You gotta protect your peace and protect your energy. Because you're very glowing with the sun. But it's like maybe you're in a transition period, or maybe you're even, like, 2s are significant, that's for sure. Maybe you're planning things out before taking action, and that's the thing, like, you don't take action without, like, thinking things through. I'm gonna check really quickly what 222 means. Okay. Hold on. Take a risk, release control of the outcome. Hope, balance, harmony, life, choices, commitment, compromise, trust, self-discovery, interpersonal relationships, love, peace, clarity, cooperation. You're on the right path. You're in the right place at the right time. Your hard work will be met with success. Keep going. Be open to new people and experiences. Take efforts to renew and reinvigorate your faith in the relationship and connections. Time for reflection. Be more open, expressive, and vulnerable. Create better connections within your life. A time for collaboration. Take note of what you want, where you are, and how you can learn and grow. Express your own creativity. Remain grounded, especially during heightened emotions. Look at the bigger perspective. Create new beginnings and expand. Take action to manifest your goals and dreams. Go with the flow and trust the process. Release control of the outcome. You're worthy and enough. You're still learning. I think somebody really needed to hear that. Because it's like you've really transformed, and like, I think you might still need reassurance every once in a while, but won't be as much from others. And I think sometimes you seek validation outside of yourself when you should be seeking validation from yourself and accepting yourself for who you are. You're always putting your others ahead of yourself, but sometimes you have to prioritize your own health too, and prioritize what you got going on instead of like self-sacrificing tendencies or sacrificing different aspects of your life because of a person in order to feel accepted or to fit in. Okay, let's see. What illusion are you under about yourself or not seeing about yourself? Like, what are you not seeing about yourself? Okay, you got the Lovers, the Moon, 9 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 2 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Okay. I'm not sure if you realize how impacted you are by others and by your thoughts and your, I was going to say emotions, but I don't think it's emotions. I think it's your perception of what others think of you. You're very compassionate. You don't see yourself as always being worthy, but you actually are. And you're worthy of, like, love and something that's really healthy, like healthy connections and good vibrations. You might like the song Good Vibrations by Marky Mark. It's like, maybe an illusion you have is that you're not sure what path is going to work out, but when reality is, whichever one you decide, like, by not deciding, you're already making a decision. And then also, what goes well is where you water it, right? So just always remember that. And you're going to be really victorious. Just like plan things out better if you can. And like illusions will come to the surface, and you're really intuitive, so maybe you can see through it. Be careful who you talk to. Try not to overly stress. You can tell somebody might be really stressing and overwhelmed. So be able to know, like, discern who's a good confidant. And you can be in a relationship and still be independent too. Without like, you can be in something healthy, be independent, like have an independent storyline, but also being in a relationship without codependency. There's something maybe you're not seeing. You're seeing things from maybe a mindset of like things didn't work out, where reality is there's a couple things right there that is working out for you. So you're really deeply in your feels, and maybe you're healing and somebody wants to help heal you too. That's nice. And then there's like emotional fulfillment and emotionally opening up. I think in the past you've been really vulnerable, and so maybe you have your guard up because you don't want to, you want to protect the core of you, because you know that people can take advantage. And it's like slow and steady, and you're very steadfast, and like small steps make a large difference over time. You're really independent. Well, I was going to say disciplined. I said you're really independent already, but sometimes you have to open up to somebody so that they can feel closer to you, and then deeper bonds are grown. That makes sense. This doesn't always have to be about love, but could be about connections or family and friends, and going deeper than the surface level, right? You're not seeing how much of a gem you are, how unique you are as a butterfly. You know what I mean? Like, you're in that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't see how beautiful you are, or how worthy you are, or how unique you are. You've like you're doing some work to come out, to be your authentic self. And you've done a lot of introspection, because if you think about the butterfly, it was in it goes in a chrysalis for a cocoon and stuff like that too, before it becomes a butterfly. And it begins as a caterpillar, right? Sometimes, you know, you're there for others, but then you don't know who you can lean on. There's people around you that would like you to lean on them. Anyways, I hope that was helpful whenever you're watching. Okay. Have a great day. All right. Take care now. Okay, bye.